Hello tennis fans around the world. Welcome back to our channel today. We're discussing a topic that's been buzzing in the tennis community. Coco Gauff, cited. Novak Djokovic. Example, as she looks to shed persistent issue in her game. Before we dive into this exciting topic, don't forget to hit the like button, subscribe, and turn on notification so you won't miss any of our future videos. World number 3 and WTA Finals qualifier Coco Gauff has recently shared her thoughts on growing and improving her game with time, focusing on her persistent serve issues while highlighting the Serbian legend Novak Djokovic as an example. Gauff last competed at the Wuhan Open, winning the title after defeating fellow American Jessica Pegula with 6-4, 7-5. How does Coco Gauff draw inspiration from Novak Djokovic amidst serve issues? The American star is one of the players who has constantly faced challenges in her serve. She is leading the WTA Tour in double faults with 405, encountering limitations with double faults in her previous tournaments, notably at the US Open 2025. At the prestigious tournament, the US Open, Coco Gauff made 10 double faults against Ajla Tomljanovic in the first round. In the second, she made 7 against Donna Vekic, and 5 in her round of 16 loss to Japanese star Naomi Osaka. However, despite making double faults, Gauff had given impressive and title-winning performances this season. She won the French Open and the Canadian Open women's doubles titles with McCartney Kessler, among other feats. While expressing her views on her serve, Gauff took the example of Novak Djokovic, the winner of 100 ATP Tour singles titles, whose serve was not honed in his early career as compared to the later stages of his career. Furthermore, Gauff also shared her thoughts on how he refined his game, becoming one of the greatest players of all time. I was looking at Novak Djokovic, and he's someone who didn't have as great of a serve in the beginning of his career. Obviously different issue than me, but he just wasn't serving as strong. And he made that change and has gone on to obviously be Novak Djokovic. And even at that time, he was still like a successful player. She shared, via the national news, before Wuhan, Gauff competed at the China Open, reaching the semi-final round of the tournament. What does Coco Gauff think of her serving struggles? Ahead of the US Open, Gauff had hired biomechanics expert Gavin McMillan to improve her serve. Regarding her decision, she shared her thoughts via WTA Tennis. It was like a very sudden decision. Gavin became available. I just felt this was the best decision for my game, and I had to go with what I was feeling. I know Gavin has had experience with this before, so I'm hoping I can just take on his knowledge and see what can happen. McMillan played a key role in correcting world number 1 Aryna Sabalenka's serve problems, through which she was able to gain impressive feats in her career, reaching the top of the rankings. Coco Gauff is hoping to pull off a Novak Djokovic and Aryna Sabalenka, as the American reveals she thought about those two stars when agreeing to give a shot to changing her serve. For more than 2 years, Gauff faced calls to bring in a biomechanics coach and make certain tweaks to her technique and service motion. And after mightily struggling with her serve for 3 months following her French Open victory, the world number 3 parted ways with coach Matt Daly and hired biomechanics expert Gavin McMillan. 2 months since adding McMillan to her team, Gauff's serve is already looking better. However, it is still far from perfect since she is basically learning on the go, since the 2025 season is still ongoing. Before he became a part of Gauff's team, McMillan introduced himself to the tennis world big time in 2022, when he famously fixed Aryna Sabalenka's major serving issues. The Belarusian has since won 4 Grand Slams and reached the world number 1 ranking. Gauff, Djokovic, Sabalenka had similar issues. I've drawn on those experiences. I was looking at Novak, and he's someone who didn't have as great of a serve in the beginning of his career. Obviously different issue than me, but he just wasn't serving as strong. And he made that change and has gone on to obviously be Novak Djokovic. And even at that time, he was still like a successful player. So yeah, I've drawn on those experiences. And obviously Aryna and Venus and those who've done those changes, the 21-year-old told the National Gauff also highlighted that she is aware that her serve can't be magically fixed overnight. However, the two-time Grand Slam champion believes in the process and looks at the bigger picture. Meanwhile, Gauff got a bit of rest last week after winning Wuhan. Now, the American is preparing for the WTA Finals, where she will try to make it back-to-back wins at the season-ending tournament.